Hello everyone, this is James from Enter Motorsport, and this is me taking you through my last race, which was CSCC Tin Tops round my favourite circuit, Thruxton. Starting P13, a little bit of wheel spin off the line, but generally in the mix going into turn 1. Trying not to brake too early, making sure I'm still up with these black Fiestas up ahead. See the classic understeer on the first lap. There's Peter Parkin in his 306, gone around the outside. Now I remember from last year I lost a bit of time through this fast section on the first lap. A little bit cautious with the tyres, so I was quite determined to try and push as hard as I could, and it's kind of working at this stage. So yeah, started P13, not really sure how many positions I lost and gained. I think I might have dropped 1 or 2 on the first lap, so we're looking around the P14, P15 mark. But yeah, that's not bad speed through there. Compared to last year. I need to figure out how I'm going to try and catch the 306. Pretty good on the brakes, but that's a little bit risky, so I kind of slot back in and have a bit of a rethink about it. Now there's an issue with the black Fiesta there, and Peter lifts, but I didn't see a yellow flag, so I just went for it. Had enough grip to go around both of them, so I think that puts me back at least P13. And now I've got to figure out how to try and keep him behind me, which I know is not going to be easy, but I think it's game on. This is a little bit further around the lap. As you can see in the rear view, Peter's very, very close. So I'm just trying to think about the position of the car to try and put him off a lunge. Pulled out a bit of a gap through the chicane, so that was not bad. A couple of corners. So out the far section out the back, he's all over me like a rash. I just cannot go as quickly through there as I did the day before. So I know I've got a slight tyre issue brewing. So I just try and concentrate as much as I can as getting out of church on the throttle as early as possible, so that he can't have a run on the drag up to the chicane. So that time was pretty good, had enough of a gap to stay ahead. Batter those curbs, rattle the car to death. So this is on the next lap. As you can see, he is right up my backside. Again, trying to concentrate. Apex. Oh, a bit of oversteer. But he's very, very close. That is not a good place to miss a gear when he was in my slipstream. I was convinced he was going to hit me, which would have been my fault, not his fault at all, but I was pretty scared that I'd really badly screwed up there. So I'm glad he saw what was going on, and obviously that gifted him the place. Yeah, a real mistake there, missing gears through just over driving, not concentrating. So yeah, need to work on that a bit. there was a bit of a quiet point in that first stint, and then managed to catch up to one of the Odell Fiestas. Tyres were really squealing. They were nowhere near as good as they were yesterday, but that's the way it goes. Absolutely no idea if that was for position or I lapped him. I've got no idea. I will take any overtake I can get. So this is the in lap before the pit stop, and as you can see, I've got the Clio flying up behind me. These guys are absolutely on fire. So I know this is a foregone conclusion at this point. So I'm going to make sure I duck into the pit lane and see if I see them later in the race. But yeah, they absolutely sailed past me, and nice job, boys. So here we go, in for the 2-minute pit stop in what is probably the shortest pit lane of the year. Always got time for a quick chat with Gary about how it's going, and we're back out. That was cut, that was not meant for pit stop. Look at that, driving standards for 234, my first ever driving standards flag. I'm gutted. Thought it was going to be Gary Lineker and never get a yellow card, but that was for I basically straight lined the chicane on one lap, and I thought, I hope they don't notice, but obviously they did. So yeah, I was very careful through the chicane there. So that was actually a safety car period during the pit stop. Once I caught up the train, we were back under racing again. So we were out the chicane, we're on to the next lap, and there are some cars to fight. So it's game on. Maybe not with this other Odell Fiesta. That's Steve Papworth, so he was miles quicker than me. Talking of miles, there he is. Get past that 306. But looking in my mirrors, the other 306 of Carl Chambers is fast approaching. Saw his lovely yellow headlights flashing, so I know he's going to be right behind me in a matter of corners. So looking forward to this rematch after we had a good battle there in 2019. Although I think I'll have my work more cut out than I did when it was in the 106. Completely missed the apex there. And here he comes. To the right, forcing around the outside. Really struggling with the tyres now. The grip level is just night and day compared to what that car is capable of around that circuit on fresher rubber. So just having to make the best of it, really. Actually looking down at the stopwatch, and so I've got a bit of a gap to cull there. I'm trying to just get my head down and get some green sectors in, but it's out the back of the circuit. It's very, very difficult to drive at the pace that I want it to. See him in the rear view now, he's getting much closer. A little bit of a fuel pickup issue there. He's right behind me now, so I'm going to have to go aggressive. Like earlier before with Peter, it's good on the brakes, but you're in no man's land when you're on the outside there, unless you're going to force the other car to avoid you as you go through the chicane, so not worth it. And this Silver Clio is going to be the start of the battle that takes us all the way to the end of the race. A pretty good battle. Let's see how it plays out. So I'm already detecting that I've probably got the straight line speed on it, but I know my grip is very quickly going, and look, he's able to pull out a bit of an advantage there. So I'm going to kind of see how it pans out over the course of a lap and see if there's any chance to overtake him. So skipping on a little bit, and as you can see, got the straight line speed, but a little bit too far back to make that stick through turn one. Here comes the leader, Andrew. Gave a lot of room there. I don't know if I should have maybe left it until after the complex, but I thought if I give up the first corner, then I can get a really good run through here, and which proved to be the case, and then I'm back on the Clio anyway, so it kind of worked out, even though it looked a bit over generous. And look in the rear view mirror, I've got Peter back behind me again, but absolutely clean through. Nothing I was going to do about that one. Flying along now. Quite good on the brakes that time, back on the Clio. Better run out the chicane this time. Definitely thinking about it into turn one, but not quite. Thinking about it here as well. I just don't have the grip and the confidence at that point to put it all on the line in the braking zone. It's going to have to be somewhere else. Got to use that top speed. Trying around the outside. Trying on the inside, but no. Get on the throttle and try and get him on the back straight. Oh, there's an oversteer. And another little one. Now I've got the run. It's got to be. I was braking so deep into that corner that it had to be 5th to 3rd just to save some time, and then very tight out the chicane, so it's completely offline, no momentum, just basically relying on that acceleration whilst I'm get myself back on the racing line basically. Now just trying to get through the complex as smooth as possible to try and build up as much of a gap on the back section as possible. I'm coming up to some traffic, so just to warn them. Saxo, fuel saving. A little bit later this lap, lapping the black Clio of Tim. Having to make so many adjustments on the steering wheel now. Oversteer in the middle there, that is not normal. We really are in the closing laps now, and look at the Clio right behind me. I'm lucky I've got the legs just to hold on. To be smooth out the chicane. Another massive oversteer moment. Not doing anything particularly different other than just trying to carry the normal amount of speed through the chicane, and it's just becoming like an ice rink. So he's always quicker through church, but I've just got the legs to hold on. So going into the final lap now. And he's right behind me. I'm feeling the heat. Just braking in the middle of the track there, maybe not as wide as I'd usually be, much slower through that apex to be quicker through this one and make sure I'm flat out of this one, so a bit of strategy there. I'm just not convinced I'm going to get through this section without losing a position, but you're about to hear the front right tyre let go. Listen out in a couple of seconds. Watch his windscreen. So that was quite a big bang coming through the car as the tyre ripped, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to have as I turned into church. And I can now feel the steering wheel vibrating. He's right behind me, so I'm just going to have to plant it in the middle of the road, get the throttle down, and just try and coax it through the chicane and just get across the finish line. Pray that the checkered flag is going to be there. My watch was coming up to about 40 minutes exactly. Tight line, and there it is, the checkered flag. Managed to hold on to the position. That was a P9. I believe that is my record in tin tops. Don't think I've broken the top 10, so best qualifying and best race result, and nowhere near my best lap times around the circuit, so I'd say pretty good result, and just happy to get to the end of that race after suffering some pretty severe tyre wear. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one after the Brands Hatch GP circuit on May the 22nd.